Hi, this is Esoteric Synthesis with Sebastian Wing, and today I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful atmospheric additive sounding pad using only white noise and an EQ. Let's begin. So what I have set up here already is nothing more than a patcher with an instance of Vital in it. Vital is a free synthesizer. You can use anything you want. All that we need is a white noise generator. Enable the white noise and turn the level way down. We want it to be almost inaudible, and that's because we're going to pick out the frequencies from it using an EQ. So the next thing we need to do is actually load up an EQ. You could use your DAW's stock EQ. I'm going to use Pro Q3 because I have it, and it's beautiful. And it has lots of bands, which is really useful for this sort of thing. So first thing is to start picking out some frequencies. And you want to use fairly narrow cues for this. And I'm really, I'm picking these out totally at random. It doesn't quite matter at first. Later we will go and tune them. One thing to note is that you don't really need to worry about lining all of these frequencies totally up with some kind of a scale or a pitch. It actually sounds better if you do this by hand and just kind of get them close-ish. That's part of what gives the pad sort of an ethereal flavor, is this kind of microtonal, not totally in tune-ness. Alright, so I've hit the band limit on this particular instance of Pro Q. There is one, which you find out pretty quickly doing this. So the next thing I'll do is open up another Pro Q and do the same thing. In this Pro Q, you get the chance to reinforce certain harmonics, as well as potentially make some larger, more tonal changes. You can add some high cuts and low cuts if you'd like, to restrict it to whatever frequency band makes the most sense. The next thing you'll want to do is to go back into whatever synth you're using for the white noise and give yourself a really long attack and release on your amplitude envelope. That way the sound fades in and out. And that's mostly it. But you are welcome to add something like a reverb, even in between the two Pro Qs. Now, another thing that you can do is you can grab some kind of Foley or effects or other semi-rhythmic material and put that through your EQs as well, and that will add some nice movement to your pad. Maybe something like this. I'll just use another instance of Vital for this. And of course, you can filter your different input signals as you like. If I want a little bit more rhythm in the bottom, maybe I EQ the white noise out in the bottom and then EQ it up in this more rhythmic layer. And maybe one final EQ just for some tone shaping. The next step is going to be making sure that the pad that we've made is in the key of the song that we actually want to use. So for this, we can open up another instance of whatever synth, play your root note. Let's say that I'm in E today. We're pretty close already, but what I might do is it sounds like we're a little bit sharp. So I might just tune this by ear a little bit. Just throw myself out an E. In both, of course, with this pad, it won't matter what MIDI note you put in, because all of the tone is coming from the EQs. So this way we can listen and tune our whole frequency band by selecting all of them and dragging them together, which is one of the beautiful features of Pro Q3. And just like that, it's relatively in tune. And relatively in tune is a good thing. Having a couple of frequencies that are a little sharp or a little flat from where they might normally be in the harmonic series of whatever fundamental our root note is, gives this pad an interesting texture. And that's part of the advantage of doing it this way. It's kind of hard to get most synthesizers to give you inharmonic frequencies. And so this is one way to do it. One final note about this is, of course, if you want to have a patch play more than one chord, you have to manually rearrange the frequencies. And so what I suggest is just for every chord that you want your song to go through, simply duplicate the patch and either adjust the parameters or just delete all of the nodes and start fresh and make it bespoke for each individual chord. That will give the pad a lovely flavor. So to finish, I'll show you how this might sound in an atmospheric liquid drum and bass context.